Hello, friends, and welcome back to Tulip, the first book in the Secret of Earth series, Chapter 9. Today, Tulip was going to make herself better. She was going to change into a new form. She can feel it. This farm was going to do good for her. And today, Mrs. Carley allowed her to plow the fields. Hunter said she needed to find her place, and she intended to do so. The field was huge. She couldn't do it as a grass or any other form she had. She needed to try something else. Tulip, focus on moving the ground, a flower said, spouting from the ground. All right, I'll move the ground and become better at this. She focused on the ground, thinking it should hover. Closing her eyes, she forced the image in her mind. It will move. It will move. She kept chanting in her mind. The ground shook a little under her feet. She opened her eyes and saw the ground was moving. Not hovering, moving. It was plowing itself. She was thinking about the formation in which it would have moved, but she hadn't considered it would move into that position. She looked down at her clothes. They were brown, like dirt and rocks. It was like lightning form, pants and a shirt instead of a dress. Earth! My new form is Earth! New form, huh? Hunter barked, pawing by. You mean earth like in soil? Yes? Yep. Soil and rocks. You wear dirty clothes, but you haven't even touched the dirt. It's supposed to match the element. Tulip was quick to find her instincts with the form. She plowed the entire field in a matter of minutes over hours. She heard the door from the house and quickly changed back into her grass form. Well, I'll be, Kelvin said, coming out of the house. You finished plowing faster than anyone I know. It was easy, sort of. Tulip couldn't believe he was so impressed. But did he see her? She should have heard him before the door opened. How did you do it? It's the same way you do it, isn't it? Grab the plower and plow? That's not, my dear. Not that, my dear. Not a human alive can go that fast. Well, I can. And I'm a little scrawny thing. Tulip was sweating a little. She didn't like the lies. It stung her tongue and tore at her stomach. I'll be watching you, kid. I don't like slackers nor liars. I ain't no liar, sir. The lies kept stinging at her tongue and her stomach was in knots. I'll still keep my eye on you. Kelvin walked back into the house, still peering at Tulip through the door. Dinner was silent and Tulip wasn't hungry. She was never hungry, but she ate to be polite, yet the knots in her stomach kept her from eating. So the fields got done pretty fast, huh, Kev? Carly said, breaking the silence. Oh no, Tulip thought. Why does she have to bring up the field? Yeah, fast. Kelvin glanced at Tulip. She was forking on at her carrots. She didn't have to look up to know he was staring at her either. His eyes burned into her. So how did you do it? I know you didn't do it like I would, with the plower. I'm stronger than I look. The plower wasn't that hard to push. I'm a grown man and that plower is heavy. There was no way you were able to plow that field and be done within minutes. And I told you to plow it, and within 10 minutes you were finished. How is that? Okay, you got me. I lied. But if I told you how I really did it, you would just wish me to death. Just like the village that did when I first revealed myself. We would do no such thing, Carly gasped. She was shocked by what Tulip said. Isn't that right, Calvin? Depends. Now for the last time, how did you do it? Don't say I didn't warn you. Look at the withering plant. Everyone at the table looked at the plant in the corner. Tulip focused on it. She wanted it to bloom. She lifted her hand and closed her eyes and forced a healthy flower in her mind. A gasp came from Carly, forcing her eyes open. The flower was bigger than it was to begin with. It was beautiful and vibrant. You made the flower grow, Carly gasped. It was dying, but now it's healthy again. How? Well, I was told by Mother Nature that I was the guardian elemental, her daughter. But when I tried to reveal myself, to show I was a good being, everyone just flipped out. I knew they wanted me dead. They didn't show or say, but they thought it. I felt it. Well, Kevin whispered, that surely explains why you're such a good help around here. But that doesn't take away the fact that you lied. We could have helped you with your condition. Condition? What condition? I am what I am. I lied to protect myself. I proved myself time and time again, but you people seem to see me as a bad guy. I'm not. Tulip was turning red. She was getting very angry at Kelvin. Why couldn't he understand? Why was he that selfish and close-minded? Get out. What? Get out of my house and don't come back. Fine. It's not like you care. Your animals are more understanding than you could ever be. Tulip's face was completely red, and she was so frustrated that she could turn fire and lash out at him, but she didn't, though. She felt Flower's presence in the next room. She didn't want to upset her, too. Tulip turned and stormed out of the house. She didn't stop walking either. She couldn't. Tulip's feet just wanted to keep moving on forever. She could, too, but instead she forced herself into air and took off, leaving a circle of dust behind her. Tulip had been flying all night. Soon she started to smell salt in the air, and it was a giant bottle of salt. It was like a giant bottle was dumped into the atmosphere. The ocean was near. Tulip picked up the paste as Dawn paced with her giant rose fingers. She could see the water glistening, and the blackness. There was so much blackness outside the rose ray of dawn. Tulip flew over the blackness of the ocean, past the shallows, and turned into water and dove in. The water seemed brighter down there. She swam, she didn't stop. Tulip swam deeper and faster. Something was calling in the distance, but what was it? What was it? Could it be a whale? Hello! Tulip called in the water. She wasn't sure if the creature could hear her since they were underwater. What was it saying? Tulip seemed too far away to understand. She swam closer. Hello, young traveler. Hello. What are you? I'm a humpback whale, of course. Which way is east? This way. The whale turned towards the east. Tulip swam in that direction and swam closer and closer to the surface. She wanted to see land. She wanted to see the land if she got close. Tulip had been swimming for a long time. She kept to the reefs and all about the place, as she had done in the skies. She had no idea how big the ocean was, but she was sure that she was still heading east. She resurfaced. There was land in all its glory. She swam to the shore and turned back into grass. The city was beautiful. A woman was standing on the shore. She obviously spoke a different language than the humans back at the shore. Hello, can you tell me where I am? Désolé, je ne comprends pas que vous cherchez. The woman appeared to have a questioning look on her face. Then it dawned on Tulip. This woman must have been French. Oui, c'est je. Tulip asked where she was again. Her French wasn't good, but she needed to practice. Her French was good, but she needed to practice. Must be the advantage of being connected with the earth. Petite enfance, mon cher. Savez-vous pas que? The woman seemed to be unsuspecting of Tulip's difference, but she could use that to learn French better. Je veux romancer. Vous êtes le bonheur. The woman was so fluent in her French. She could say you're welcome in a matter of seconds, and without a second thought. Puis-je rester avec vous? It would be useful to stay with the lady. Tu ne peux pas rester avec vos parents. The lady must be a concern Tulip to ask about Tulip's parents. Mes parents ne sont pas là. Ils sont ailleurs. Tulip thought it would be too sudden to say what her parents were Mother Nature and Father Time, so somewhere else is just as good. Savez-vous où ils sont? The young woman wouldn't give in. She just had to know. Pas vraiment. Je suis restée ici pour le moment. It was still good enough to say that she was on her own rather than telling the whole truth. It was too much for the young lady to handle. Bien, mais c'était pour ce soir. Tulip had succeeded. She got a place to stay. Tomorrow she will head south and find her new home. After leaving France and then Europe altogether, she started for Africa. She didn't know why she wanted to go to Africa, but something told her that there was something there for her. This is the end of Chapter 9. If you enjoyed it, consider leaving a like. Otherwise, consider subscribing. Until then, leave a comment down below telling me what your predictions are for what's going to happen in the next chapter. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.